This great fanfic is called Naruto 4th Reborn, and it is by Plain Pluto. This is basically what if Kakashi actually trained Naruto, and Naruto is going to be kind of like his father basically, and it is a Temari ship. I hope you enjoy, and let's get into the video. The night of the graduation. Iruka was facing down Mizuki, and Naruto was next to Iruka, slightly behind. Naruto, you wanna know why the village civilians hate you? The traitor asked, making Iruka wide-eyed. You can't, Mizuki, the Chunin roared. Naruto, you know the Kyuubi that was killed, but he was cut off by Iruka lunging forward to stop the traitor from talking further. I guess I can't talk since he was interrupted again from talking. Naruto was listening to every word Mizuki said, but it seemed Iruka didn't want to let Naruto know. A few months later, Konoha gates. Finally, we're home! Naruto exclaimed. Shut up, Naruto! Sakura said as she bonked Naruto on the head, which Naruto quickly rubbed, trying to nurse the lump on his head. Well, since we're all home, I will save your money sent to your houses tomorrow. So for a week, I want you all to rest and just take it easy after this A rank, the Jonin said. The response from his 3 genin were, Sure, sensei, from the pink banshee. Yes, I can finally get ramen, from his blondie, and a simple grunt of acknowledgement from his raven-haired genin. Overall, his team was not the best, but they made it work, especially after surviving an A rank. As Kakashi shunshined away, Naruto went on to his routine of asking Sakura on a date, which she rudely denied with an exclamation of, No, you idiot! Before smacking him full strength on the ground. Naruto sulkingly got up and slowly walked off towards his home, wondering why he got no attention from Sakura, or any girl for that matter, while Sasuke outright denied the girls that fawned over him. Naruto's home. As the blonde slowly walked up his stairs, he found the door to his house locked up, and he knew he could easily break the lock, but he guessed it was from his landlord. He then walked towards the apartment of his landlord and knocked on it. The door opened to reveal a woman in her late 40s glaring at him. Miss, my room is locked and I can't open it, he asked with a smile. Yeah, it's locked 'cause you forgot to even pay my rent, she roared at him fierce. Sorry ma'am, but the money is in the house. I just went on a mission with my team, he replied, frowning slightly. She tossed him the key. Go get the cash now! He nodded and quickly went to grab the cash that he hid under his mattress. As he ran back, he handed the cash to the landlord, who quickly started counting it, making sure he didn't mess up. Naruto remembered the time he forgot to get the proper amount, and his landlord kicked him out for a week, so he always brought the perfect amount. Ma'am, you don't have to count every time. I promise I would never try to trick you, he said, trying to ease the tension and make small talk. Shut up, you filth. You're lucky that Hokage-sama forced me to give you this house, or you'd be living in the streets, she said. As she finished counting, she got back into her house and slammed the door in his face. He quickly ran to his house, hoping to just sleep away the sorrows of the pain. He got into bed without even changing, just got in and started to sob slightly. The sobs then turned to full-out wails. After an hour or so, he went to sleep, and he dozed off. 3 hours later. As the blonde groggily got up from his nap, he went to make some lunch while thinking just why everyone hated him so much. Why couldn't anyone help him or care? Slowly, he went back to the phenomenon he had on the wave mission when he thought Sasuke died. It felt like a super adrenaline rush. It was like he felt anger and bloodlust at everything, and he wanted to just destroy. He started to wonder, is that why everyone hates me? He questioned himself, then remembered the ink that always appeared on his chest whenever he used a large amount of chakra. He recently learned about seals, which then turned into him learning the thing in his chest was a seal for what he did not know. He then started getting curious, and when he got curious, he needed answers. Since he was a shinobi now, he could easily go to the library without the stupid librarians getting in his ways. As he ate up his pork ramen, he quickly leaped out of the balcony and went straight for the Konoha library. Naruto was slowly getting all his books that had information on seals and everything to do with humans having seals on them. He also got any book on taijutsu and other stuff he would want. He focused on reading the items on seals, and he read a lot of books before this guy called Jiraiya, but he didn't read much since he seemed they were only on how seals worked and not about what he needed. He then read a book called Jinchuriki. What are they and why be afraid? The book was a hefty one, nearly 100 pages or so, and he started reading it. As he read it, it actually had things like seals on humans and stuff. The essential concept was that someone would seal these animals called tailed beasts into humans and would be kept in. He started reading and found out about most of the tailed beasts. There were 9 in total, ranging from power from the one-tailed Chikaku to the 9 tails. Most of the tailed beasts belonged to villagers, as the one-tailed belonged to sand, 2 and 8 belonged to cloud, 3 and 6 belonged to mist, 4 and 5 belonged to earth, and finally 9 belonged to the leaf. He read more and found out that most of these Jinchurikis were scary and you should stay away from them and should just ignore these weapons, as the book called them. Naruto felt that it was wrong to just ignore people because of what they had in them. The blonde started reading more, and as he finished the book, he then started to connect the dots. Tailed beasts were called demons. A lot of the civilians whispered behind his back, but just in his earshots, that he was a demon. The Nine Tails was said to be the worst, and was the only one said to be killed, even though the book specifically said that the tailed beasts could only be sealed away. As all the dots came together, the only thing that made sense was for him to be the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. As the idea came to him, he started to cry tears of anger and anguish. He felt so angry that he was shunned and hated for something he didn't even have any consent in. Then he came to a realization. Only the 4th was said to have killed the Kyuubi, so it was a reason that his hero was the one who sealed it into him. He decided he would ask Gigi tomorrow, and for now he would take up all the information. He then borrowed the taijutsu books and any other things on sealing he would need, then made his way home to the comfort of sleep. The next day, Hokage Tower. Naruto was now walking the doors of the Hokage's office. Most people would have to go through the secretary, but Naruto always visited, so the secretary just let him through. He then pushed aside the doors to the Hokage's room and gazed at his grandfather. "Gigi, we need to talk," he said in the most serious tone that Third had ever heard. The Third then made a wave of hand, and the Anbu then appeared and shunshined out of the room. "What is it, Naruto?" he asked. "Fourth, explain," was all he said, for the Third's eyes to open as wide as saucers. The Third then explained everything, and when the Third meant everything, he told it all from the Fourth trusting Naruto to use the power of the Kyuubi for good, and from how the village elders are idiotic and why they fear him. By the end of it, Naruto was just trying to hold back his tears, but he could no more when Hiruzen got up and hugged the boy and whispered into his ears, "It's okay." The floodgates then opened, and Naruto wailed while Hiruzen placed a quick silent seal on the ground. Hiruzen just hugged the boy, comforting him, patting him on the back, letting him release all his emotions. After a while, the blonde started to calm down and broke off from the third. He then wiped away his tears and smiled at his Gigi. "Thanks, Gigi. I understand my duty, and I promise to keep the 9 tails locked," he said as he rubbed his belly. "Naruto, are you sure I can't do anything? Anything you want?" the third asked, still worried. "Yeah, I'm fine, but can you get Kakashi-sensei to meet me at Training Ground 7? He asked, which he got a nod. "Sure, I will tell him to come tomorrow since he's resting." Naruto nodded, then ran off. Training Ground 7. Naruto was gonna start his training early, even if his sensei wasn't ready yet. He then started his training. He planned to do at least 1,000 kicks on the wood log with each leg, and 1,000 punches on the same wood log with each arm at the same time. After the exercise on the log, he would do at least 10 laps around the training ground, then after that he would just do punches. It seemed like crazy exercise, but for someone with nearly infinite stamina, it didn't seem so bad. Training Ground 7, the next day, 8 a.m. Kakashi was now walking up to the ground he was called to be by his blonde genin, Naruto. As he walked up, he looked shocked as he saw Naruto on the ground passed out. He quickly rushed out to grab the blonde and check his pulses. It seemed that the blonde was fine and passed out from exhaustion. He then looked up to the wooden log and saw it had been punched many times from the blonde. He then looked at the blonde's arms and his knuckles, which had dried out blood. The silver-haired Jonin then decided to come to a conclusion that the blonde wanted training. He then started coming up with a training regimen for Naruto. In 2 hours, the blonde fluttered his eyes open and heard a lazy, "Yo, you're awake," from his favorite sensei. "Hi, sensei. So I guess you get what I was going for," he said sheepishly as he rubbed his neck. "Yeah. Here, think fast," he said as he tossed the scroll to the blonde, which was opened immediately. This is what the scroll said on it. This is Naruto reading the scroll from Kakashi. Okay, so I probably wrote this because I'm too lazy to explain it all. Shadow clones work for training since you get all their knowledge. Make 500 clones, then split them up to 10 groups. Under this is a sealing scroll that has a chakra paper, and use a bit of chakra on it and we can see what chakra affinity you have. Now once you find out your affinity, make 250 of them come to me, and depending on your affinity I will give you instructions. 125 will work on taijutsu style, which I learned from my summons, the Inu style. Then the rest will work on chakra control with water walking. You, the original, will do your normal exercises and wear the weights at the end place, same as the chakra paper. And don't try to make anyone else do this training method since it only works for you, and also, you can't use clones for physical training, but muscle memory works. End of scroll. The blonde looked up at his sensei with a slightly annoyed face, but then did what he was told by the scroll. In a puff of 500 clones appeared, and they all split up into the specific groups, but 250 of them grouped up, and 125 did the same while the rest just went to another side. The blonde unsealed the chakra paper on the scroll and poured chakra into it, while Kakashi stared intently on it. The paper ended getting split into a million pieces, then got burnt up, which made Kakashi's eyes go wide. "Well, it seems you have a super strong affinity to wind, and an above average affinity to fire, which is extremely rare since wind is weak to fire." He took one look at the blonde's confused face and explained how chakra affinities work. "Whoa, that means I'm super awesome!" he exclaimed as his fist pumped the air. Now, Naruto. Just because you have two affinities that complement each other extremely well doesn't mean you are invincible." The blonde nodded, remembering how one of the strongest beings in the world was in his belly. The silver-haired Jonin tossed him a scroll with the Inu style, which Naruto then tossed to his taijutsu clones. Naruto split up your elemental training clones into 125 and make half of them do wind training by trying to split a leaf while the others burn a leaf. The blonde nodded and told his clones and and they all soon got to work. It was a real fantastic sight. 125 of them were working on wind training, another 125 on fire training. The other 125 were working on the Inu style and training to get muscle memory down, and the rest were doing water walking. The original wore his weights, which he estimated to be nearly 400 kilos each, and had to wear one on each of his ankles and wrist. Okay, I'll check up on you tomorrow, so bye, Kakashi said as he waved before disappearing in a shunshin. The Narutos worked for nearly all of the day until it was 8 p.m. and he decided to call it a day and went home to finally rest. Feeling all the pain of finding out he was a Jinchuriki gone, he wondered if he should tell Sasuke and Sakura, but he figured he shouldn't since they would hate him if he did and would ruin the team dynamic even if they already hated him. If you were wondering, the Inu style is from Kakashi's dogs. Smash that like button if you want another part, subscribe if you're new, make sure you comment Q, and I'll see you all in the next part. Roll the out.